I was just and looking at the water and looking at the crabs. Oh, look at this squirrel real quick. Hold on. He just ran across me. I was on the bike. Let me see if I can find it back now. Okay. But yeah, so I was just eating, having a meal, tossing chicken bones to the fish, watching the crabs and the fish fight over it. Then a group of catfish came out of nowhere, looking like mullet fish, about 8 of them, big ones. They came and got in the mix. And I was thinking to myself, I was thinking like, I wonder if, well, you'll skip that part, but I was just sitting here thinking, right? And then I thought about how the Heavenly Father has cut our years short as men. We don't live that long. And so I was just acknowledging that, and I started thinking to myself, well, there's a lot of reasons why we don't live that long anymore. I remember the Bible boys, they got to live to be 900 years old and 1,000 years old and 10,000 and all that. But we'd be lucky if we live to see 100, you know? And so I was thinking about all kinds of stuff like that. It's in my head. And I'm thinking that I don't know why the Heavenly Father has shortened our years upon this earth. Anyways, because you see the stars up in heaven? A lot of people have a lot of answers as to what they is and what they doing and what's their purpose. And you hear scientists and all kind of people come up with all kind of excuses on why those stars are in the location they are every night. You see the signs, the Heavenly Father says there's 4 signs. I could never find the 4th sign. I've always found 3, which we know that Orion Belt thing, and then the Big Dipper, and then the Little Dipper. Just couldn't find the 4th one. I haven't tried to look for it in a very long time either. But I say all that to say this, because, and I'm not sure, but I'm guessing it's because of the evilness that the Heavenly Father knew that men would be very evil, and not to mention He created us to be liking in His image, to be many gods, but not the God. Like when your child first learn how to walk and talk, it makes you proud as a parent. So when you start exercising your power, learning and, living life according to His rules, or, just being a good person, I guess, it makes Him proud, right? But the stars up in heaven, which are meteorites, which are, some people say gas. They don't know what the fuck it is. They can just guess, because they haven't been up there and touched one while they up there. They can only guess for what they see falling upon earth. And for all we know, what falls on the earth is not what's in the sky glowing. They can be totally 2 different things. Like black people, like white people. They're both people, but they're different. Different skin colors, totally different ball game, Mexicans and all that stuff, and Asians and Russians and Africans. Everybody's all different, but they're all people. That's the only thing they got in common. So the rocks that fall upon the earth may not be the falling stars, because they glow, as you can clearly see. They glow. And you know what that means? That light, it is so bright. And that's all the way up in the heavens above. So imagine upon earth. Remember what I said, that everything's in heaven is much bigger and much stronger than everything on earth. 100 times. way more powerful. It's no match. Every critter, every living organism in heaven is way more bigger, way more powerful than every living or critter or organism here on earth. Way more. 100 times, maybe 1,000 times. It's no match. They're great in size, including the people, the angels. So, I say that to say this. The meteorite, the last time I spoke with the Heavenly Father, seriously connecting to him about that, he said it was a warning, right? Remember I told y'all what he said? He can cause meteorites to fall upon Earth so fast, man, weapons wouldn't be able to save them. And when I told y'all there'd be nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, when the day, because if you know, right, there was these angels who betrayed the Heavenly Father, and they went out and started teaching people, things they wasn't supposed to teach them. They taught them about death. They taught them about good and bad, all kinds of stuff that the Heavenly Father didn't want the human to know of because of this very same reason. They would grow up to commit a whole bunch of crime. They would be demonic. He knew they would be demonic, possessed, and thinking that they're God, and ruling, controlling everything, you name it, deceiving, betrayal, everything, you name it. So that's why he punished them. But so now that they know everything, when they was to come into power physically, he don't mind that. They got the guns and the bombs and the grenades and the army and all that stuff they create for killing. And that's okay because they have a time limit that he has set on them. Just like they set time limits on other people. Heavenly Father also set a time limit on them, whoever they may be. And so, upon that, if they all was to come into power, and that's another reason why the Heavenly Father shortened our years, because of them. Because he knew what generation was going to be the most corrupt generation. He knew it. And so he got stuff in place. So I know y'all probably like, man, get on with it. What the fuck are you talking about? So let me just get on with it real quick. See those pretty little stars in the heavens above at night? Well, I know they look cute just up there shining. But that's actually a gun to your head, everybody's head. All evil people, including the good people that have to be on earth with them. But they won't feel no pain. And some of them, or the Heavenly Father may call them straight to heaven without them having to die. Because he can do that. Just before the meteorites hit, he can descend all his people to heaven without them having to die. Or even if they're dead, it don't matter. It doesn't matter if you're alive or dead. But it's really a message to them. So they may walk around or ride around or fly around or bike around or skate around or whatever around they do, feeling like they're kings, or they can kill, they're the strongest in the world. Those stars are up there every goddamn day and every goddamn night, telling the Heavenly Father, just say the word and I'm gonna peel this motherfucking cap back. I'm gonna bust this shit open bad. Just like how they have people watching us and following us and waiting to bust our heads and shit just to the word of a man, whoever that man may be, in charge of that force or whoever they are. The same thing with them stars in the heavens above. When that time comes and they get the green light, they're gonna fuck this earth up, man. Bad. Falling from the heavens above to the earth at more than 2,000 miles per hour. I'm talking fast. And there will be all sizes, big, small, little, tall. And when they hit this motherfucking turtle shell, it's gonna make the most scariest, loudest sound you ever heard in your entire life. And just to give you an assumption, right, of how powerful they're gonna hit when they hit those meteorites and falling stars. And Wormwood is a special star that's gonna smack the ocean. He's so powerful, when he hit the ocean, he gonna kill everything from the ocean to the rivers. A third of that bitch. Black eye! One hit, man. And so, right? So think about that. Big, small, little, tall meteorites falling upon Earth. Hundreds and thousands of miles per hour, smacking shit. So let's just say it is so powerful and it will fall so fast that if you had a house made of steel that can somehow protect you from the falling stars, they would hit that house so hard it'll knock out your eardrums. Wow! It'll bust your eardrums if it hit your roof. If you had like a steel roof, let's say if it was steel, right? Even though we know that the meteorites from heaven are hotter than a blowtorch, which means they would cut through steel. They have the ability to cut through steel, melt it like it's cheese. So when the time comes and they fall from the heavens above, even if you in steel, it's gonna melt like cheese. Bow! No matter where you at, bow! Crushing and melting. That's what it's gonna do, right? So let's say if you had a house that was actually meteorite proof, and you in there when that shit hit, bow! It'll your eardrums would explode on impact. Boom! Your eyeballs will pop out the socket. Your brain will bust out your head. That's how hard the impact will be. Even if you had a helmet on, don't matter what kind of helmet, motorcycle helmet, football helmet, it don't matter. Bicycle helmet, no matter what kind of helmet you got on, when that meteorite hit, your head will explode like it was filled with air to the point where it couldn't take no more and it just popped. Wow, your eyeballs popped out. Everybody in that house head gonna explode. The minute that meteorite hit, boom, it's over with. You're gonna knock your fucking head right, it's gonna make it explode easily. So why don't he just allow us to have those years back if the stars are sitting there waiting for the out of control human beings of this earth, right? For which they call it the Heavenly Father's judgment. So if they're there protecting, well, not protecting, just waiting to issue the Heavenly Father's judgment for the men who think that they this and that, or the rulers of the world, as you would say, sit in the offices in their suits, laughing, smiling. Yeah, we got the world under control, those guys building bunkers like that's gonna do something, So I was thinking like that, and I'm like, I gotta talk to him about that. Why did he shorten our years if the stars in heaven is gonna issue his command and rain upon the earth with so much terror? If they think the thunder and lightning is loud, where do they get a taste of the meteorites when they hit? Holy shit. A lot of people's heads are gonna be popping like balloons. But yeah, so anyways, look, I just wanted to say that real quick. I'll catch y'all in the next video. And stay safe and peace out. I'll continue the conversation maybe when I get to my destination real quick.